Welcome to the world where trash transforms into treasure and discarded scraps become stunning garden masterpieces. In this episode of Garbage into Gold, DIY Garden Designs, we explore the power of creativity, sustainability, and resourcefulness, proving that some of the most beautiful garden features can come from the most unexpected materials. From rusted metal parts reshaped into animal sculptures, to chipped teacups reimagined as bird feeders, every project is a testament to how far a little imagination can go. Throughout this video, you'll discover inspiring transformations. Old shutters turned into vibrant privacy screens, tin cans reborn as cheerful planters, and even license plates sculpted into eye-catching garden animals. These aren't just crafts. They're bold statements of eco-conscious design and a love for outdoor beauty. Now we want to hear from you. What's the most creative garden piece you've made from recycled materials? Which discarded item do you think has the most hidden potential? Glass bottles, scrap wood, broken ceramics, or something else entirely? And which idea from this video inspired you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Whether you're a seasoned DIYer or just getting started, your input might spark the next great garden idea for someone else. Join the conversation, share your creativity, and let's turn discarded things into lasting beauty together. If you're passionate about turning waste into art and breathing new life into forgotten objects, you're in the right place. Get ready to look at garbage in a whole new way. Let's begin the transformation. One, turtle planter from bottle caps. In a quiet garden brimming with life, a vibrant sculpture tells a story of transformation. Crafted entirely from discarded bottle caps, an imaginative turtle planter sits cheerfully on the grass, blending the creativity of DIY design with the principles of sustainability. This colorful garden ornament is more than just decor. It's a symbol of how everyday waste can be repurposed into something delightful and useful. The turtle's shell is ingeniously mosaicked with caps in bold shades of red, blue, orange, gold, and silver, each one carefully embedded into a sturdy cement structure. Brands and textures vary, suggesting a rich past life for each cap before it was reclaimed for this project. With its head and limbs equally adorned, the turtle's form is both whimsical and detailed, sparking curiosity from every angle. A closer look reveals a bottle nozzle for an eye, an artistic nod to the material's origins. Topping the sculpture is a small garden of succulents and stone crops, thriving in a hollowed section on its back. These drought-resistant plants not only enhance the turtle's charm but serve as a practical choice for outdoor maintenance. The living plants breathe life into the static form, turning it into a fusion of flora and art. Positioned on a neatly trimmed lawn, surrounded by blooming pink flowers and yellow buttercups, the turtle planter blends seamlessly into its natural setting. It draws attention not as a foreign object, but as an enhancement of the garden's character. This is a perfect example of the garbage into gold ethos, where what once might have ended up in a landfill now brings joy and function to a backyard space. DIY garden projects like this encourage a new perspective on waste. With simple tools, cement, and imagination, anyone can turn throwaway items into vibrant, purposeful garden art. The turtle planter is a call to action. Recycle creatively and let nature and reuse work together to beautify your world. From junk to jewel, this turtle proves that trash doesn't need to look or stay like trash. Instead, it can crawl right into your garden and become the heart of something green, proud, and entirely your own. 2. Dancing Lightbird Garden Charms. When the golden sun begins to dip behind the trees, magic awakens in a quiet garden. Suspended midair among sunflowers and geraniums, a flock of radiant hummingbirds appears to flutter in place. These shimmering creatures are not real birds, but handcrafted garden ornaments made entirely from repurposed compact discs. An exquisite example of how discarded tech can become poetic garden decor. Each bird is skillfully cut from old CDs, the iridescent surface catching and reflecting sunlight in dazzling patterns. Hung on near-invisible strings, they gently sway in the breeze, their glimmering wings giving the illusion of flight. In the light, they scatter rainbows across surrounding leaves and petals, captivating both garden visitors and the creatures that call this sanctuary home. The brilliance of this DIY project lies not only in its beauty, but in its simplicity and eco-consciousness. Where many would see a scratched CD as obsolete waste, these transformed discs now add life and vibrancy to a blooming paradise. The hummingbird shape, elegant, symbolic, and uplifting, was a thoughtful choice. These birds, often associated with joy and energy, add a whimsical spirit to the landscape, uplifting both the eyes and the soul. Surrounding the installation is a lush garden teeming with color. Radiant sunflowers stretch toward the sky, while red, pink, and purple flowers spill from clay pots and garden beds. This floral setting amplifies the visual poetry of the birds in flight, creating a dynamic scene where flora and art coexist. Aside from their aesthetic charm, these holographic birds may serve a functional role as well, reflecting light to deter garden pests in a natural and chemical-free way. This marriage of beauty and practicality makes them an ideal element for anyone seeking sustainable, artistic solutions in their garden design. In an age of overconsumption and fast discarding, this project is a gleaming reminder that beauty is often just a perspective away. A forgotten drawer of old CDs becomes a canvas for creativity, and a patch of garden becomes a gallery of light and movement. Garbage into gold is not just a theme, it's a mindset, and these radiant lightbirds are its proud, fluttering proof. 3. Succulent butterfly wall art. Gracefully perched against a weathered wooden fence, a butterfly bursts to life, not with wings of feathers, but with a vivid blend of moss and succulents. This DIY garden design is an elegant example of how reclaimed materials and botanical creativity can merge into a living sculpture, breathing joy into vertical garden spaces. The butterfly's frame is likely repurposed wood, its soft curves forming the signature silhouette of nature's most delicate pollinator. Within each wing, a lush bed of green moss serves as the foundational canvas. Its rich texture and organic flow make it the perfect medium for planting and visual harmony. Amid this velvety greenery, clusters of succulents rise in breathtaking hues. Shades of lavender, coral, peach, and dusty rose unfurl like living jewels. Each succulent rosette is carefully placed, adding volume and rhythm to the butterfly's lower wings. Echeveria, Graptopetalum, and sedum varieties appear to form this natural mosaic, thriving in their vertical orientation with minimal soil and water. The symmetry of the wings, balanced by the asymmetry of plant types and colors, gives the piece an artistry that is both structured and wild. The butterfly antennae, simply crafted from slender twigs or skewers, complete the transformation with subtle elegance. Every element, frame, filler, and flora, is intentionally chosen, combining practicality with aesthetic value. This project embodies the very essence of garbage into gold. A discarded wooden object becomes the frame for botanical expression. Moss and succulents, often inexpensive or salvaged from cuttings, provide texture and life. The result is more than decor. It's a conversation between nature and craft, an artwork that evolves with time as the plants grow. Mounted on a garden fence, this living piece doubles as vertical greenery and symbolic reminder of transformation, of renewal, and of the simple beauty that emerges when we view waste through the lens of creativity. It doesn't require fancy tools or vast space, just a vision, some patience, and a desire to let nature be part of the artistry. Whether hung on a fence, gate, or wall, this succulent butterfly transforms forgotten scraps into a focal point of pride. It's a testament to DIY ingenuity, a sustainable statement, and a fluttering burst of life in any garden sanctuary. Four, Jar Chandelier Garden Glow. As twilight settles over a cozy garden pergola, a warm glow emerges, soft, golden, and nostalgic. Suspended from a rustic metal chandelier, a collection of repurposed mason jars has been transformed into a captivating centerpiece of light. Once mere containers of preserves and pantry goods, these glass jars now radiate elegance, proving that upcycling can be both practical and poetic. Each jar houses a small bulb, their warm amber filaments casting a mellow shimmer that dances across the nearby foliage. The light bounces gently off the glass, illuminating the evening with an inviting charm. Arranged in symmetrical rows, the jars dangle from curved metal arms, blending rustic textures with delicate craftsmanship. The weathered iron frame gives it a vintage character, making it feel both timeless and handcrafted. Beneath this glowing canopy, a table awaits, a scene set for intimate dinners, celebrations, or peaceful solitary moments. Wine glasses catch the glow, and a small floral centerpiece reflects the delicate ambience. String lights twinkle softly in the background, extending the magical atmosphere throughout the garden space. What makes this design extraordinary is its simplicity and sustainability. No new glass or materials were bought for the installation. Instead, everyday jars, often destined for the recycling bin, have been given a second life. The wiring is straightforward, and the design can be adapted to almost any outdoor frame or support. It's a DIY project that calls for vision more than expense, turning garbage into gold in the most literal and luminous sense. This jar chandelier isn't just a source of light, it's a celebration of reinvention. It transforms an ordinary garden into an enchanted retreat, bridging the charm of rustic living with the elegance of creative reuse. Whether used for weekend gatherings, romantic evenings, or quiet reflection, it sets the mood for moments that linger in memory. Garbage into gold isn't always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it glows quietly above your head, casting a peaceful warmth that reminds you of the beauty in simplicity. This is not just lighting. It's storytelling through light and glass, a glowing testament to the magic of giving discarded things a new place in our lives. Five, Teapot House for Garden Creatures. Beneath the quiet shade of an old tree, A whimsical teapot rests gently on the forest floor. Its once functional days as a kitchen essential are behind it, but now it tells a new story, one of imagination, repurpose, and charm. Covered partially in lush green moss and nestled against the tree roots, this teapot has become a quaint woodland shelter, perhaps for a toad, an insect colony, or even a storybook creature. The teapot's floral design still radiates beauty, its painted petals harmonizing with the surrounding leaves and earth. Its handle and spout remain intact, forming a nostalgic silhouette that contrasts beautifully with the untamed natural textures around it. What once poured tea now offers refuge, showing how easily something discarded can find a new role with a little creativity. A carefully cut opening in the base, arched and softened with moss, invites tiny wildlife inside. The moss covering not only blends the object with its surroundings, but provides a soft, damp layer that encourages nature to interact with it. Whether used as a bug hotel, a fairy house, or a decorative garden accent, this DIY creation sparks delight and wonder. Projects like this celebrate the power of transformation, turning trash into treasure through simple vision. No fancy tools are needed, just a forgotten teapot, a dash of imagination, and the embrace of nature. It becomes a living ornament in the garden, one that inspires playfulness while offering a tiny haven in the ecosystem. This teapot sanctuary is proof that sustainability can be beautiful, poetic, and deeply personal. From forgotten cupboard to forest floor, it reminds us all that every object can bloom again, with purpose, charm, and a touch of moss. 6. Glowing jellyfish garden lights. As night blankets the garden, a surreal scene unfolds. Glowing jellyfish floating among the trees, casting an ethereal glow. These luminous creatures aren't from the sea but are handcrafted from upcycled materials, turning trash into mesmerizing outdoor decor. With translucent domes made from repurposed plastic bowls or bottles and tentacles formed from ribbons, tubing, or even shredded plastic bags, each jellyfish becomes a symbol of creative reuse. Inside their soft, bulbous heads, string lights pulse like bioluminescent organisms, illuminating the dark with a gentle, magical light. Suspended from branches, they sway slightly in the breeze, giving the illusion of movement, as if swimming through air rather than water. The garden becomes an underwater dreamscape brought to life above ground. What makes this DIY garden design remarkable is its accessibility. Most of the components, plastic containers, discarded wrapping, and old string lights, are everyday items that might otherwise be tossed away. With minimal crafting skills and a vivid imagination, they're transformed into captivating art installations. This glowing jellyfish display adds whimsy and wonder to any outdoor space. It's perfect for evening gatherings, parties, or simply as a unique statement of eco-conscious artistry. Beyond the beauty, it sends a powerful message. Creativity and sustainability can light up the world. Literally. These floating lights prove that with a little innovation, discarded materials can become the highlight of a garden. Garbage into gold shines bright here, reminding us that magic often begins with what we choose to keep, rather than throw away. In every glow, there's a story of transformation, a discarded object reborn as a creature of light. 7. Driftwood Whale Garden Sculpture. Hovering gently under a shaded pergola, a majestic whale floats above the coastal garden, crafted entirely from weathered driftwood. What once drifted aimlessly in tides has been reborn into a striking work of art. Each curved plank and smoothed branch tells a story of sun, salt, and sea, now united to shape the graceful form of an ocean giant. The whale's body is carefully assembled from dozens of bleached wooden pieces, bound together with natural jute rope. The shape is unmistakable, broad, powerful, and peaceful. Even the eye, carved subtly from the overlapping textures of the wood, adds depth and emotion to this handmade creation. Suspended above native succulents and sandy paths, the sculpture feels both grounded and free, as though swimming through the garden air. This DIY design stands as a perfect example of garbage into gold. What others may see as beach debris or forgotten wood becomes a centerpiece of coastal beauty. No machines, no paint, just found materials, patience, and vision. It's an art form that embraces imperfection and honors nature's designs. Ideal for beachside spaces or marine-themed gardens, the driftwood whale evokes calm, curiosity, and creativity. It adds sculptural interest without disrupting the environment, and its entirely reclaimed components celebrate sustainability through craftsmanship. Every garden can benefit from a story, and this one speaks of tides, transformation, and the artistry of upcycling. It proves that natural waste, when shaped by human hands, can transcend function and become something truly meaningful. The driftwood whale invites us to rethink what is discarded and to rediscover beauty hidden in the simplest of materials. Eight, teacup feeders for birds. Nestled among blooming flowers and sunlit leaves, delicate vintage teacups hang gently from golden chains, each one filled with seeds and visited by cheerful songbirds. These charming feeders are more than garden decor. They are a graceful example of giving forgotten china a new purpose, blending functionality with whimsy in a celebration of sustainable creativity. Once hidden at the back of cupboards or discarded after losing their matching saucers, these porcelain teacups now serve as elegant dining spots for finches and tits. Suspended from tree branches, each cup is a mini haven, offering nourishment to birds while delighting the eye. Their floral patterns and soft curves harmonize beautifully with the natural setting, turning ordinary teaware into living ornaments. This DIY project proves that upcycling doesn't have to be complex to be beautiful. With a few chains or sturdy twine, some birdseed, and old crockery, anyone can create a space that invites nature in. The birds seem to approve. Flitting from cup to cup, they bring the entire scene to life with motion and song. Beyond aesthetics, teacup bird feeders offer a meaningful way to reduce waste. Rather than throwing away chipped or mismatched pieces, they are lovingly repurposed to enrich outdoor spaces and support local wildlife. It's a small act of reuse with a big impact. In every swing and peck, this garden installation echoes the core of garbage into gold, transforming the old into something enchanting and alive. It's not just a feeder. It's a story of renewal, creativity, and harmony with nature. A perfect sip of beauty for birds and humans alike. Nine, bicycle wheel garden art. Amidst a bed of tulips, an unexpected object rises with elegance. A repurposed bicycle wheel transformed into a striking piece of garden art. Once destined for the scrap heap, this old metal rim now serves as the centerpiece of a vertical trellis, adorned with delicate stringwork woven into a web-like pattern. It stands tall, encircled by climbing vines that twist their way toward the sky, embracing the wheel as part of the garden's living tapestry. The spokes, originally made to carry speed and motion, now hold a different kind of energy: stillness, creativity, and purpose. The wheel becomes more than a structure. It becomes a frame for life to grow through. Tied with twine or natural rope, the radial design invites both function and beauty, offering support for climbing plants while captivating the eye like a dream catcher spun by nature. Surrounding it, bold tulips in red, white, and pink bloom brightly, enhancing the wheel's transformation from utilitarian to ornamental. The contrast between metal and flower, recycled and living, adds a dynamic tension that speaks to the spirit of garbage into gold. This DIY garden design is not only sustainable but deeply symbolic. It celebrates motion stopped and reinvented, mobility turned into permanence. By reclaiming a discarded wheel and embedding it into a garden scene, a piece of forgotten machinery becomes a story of second chances. Whether used as a trellis, sculpture, or focal point, this bicycle will remind us that artistry lies in perspective. With a touch of rope and a flourish of green, even the most mundane object can become a portal of beauty and growth, right in the heart of the garden. License plate Flamingo sculpture. In the heart of a lush, tropical garden, a stunning flamingo stands tall, crafted not from feathers, but from salvaged license plates. Its vibrant form gleams among the foliage, composed of carefully bent, shaped, and layered pieces of metal that once belonged to vehicles from far and wide. This striking sculpture is a brilliant showcase of creative reuse, turning automotive scrap into avian elegance. The flamingo's body is an intricate mosaic of numbers, letters, and colors. The artist has meticulously selected and arranged each plate to follow the bird's natural contours, red and orange tones accenting the wings, cooler hues wrapping the neck and legs. The resulting form is both industrial and organic, a powerful visual statement nestled in green tranquility. Beyond its aesthetic impact, this piece tells a story of transformation. Objects once meant for motion now grounded in art. Rusted relics of the road find new life in the garden, no longer forgotten, but celebrated. It stands as a perfect embodiment of the garbage into gold philosophy, proving that beauty can emerge from the most unexpected places. This flamingo is more than a sculpture. It's a conversation starter, an eco-conscious symbol, and a burst of color and ingenuity. It inspires viewers to see waste differently and to consider the untapped creative potential in materials around them. Whether placed in a backyard, a public park, or a botanical trail, this DIY garden design captures imagination and elevates sustainable artistry to new heights. A testament to the power of reuse, it proudly struts through greenery as a reclaimed icon of artistic rebellion and environmental awareness. Porcelain shard dragon sculpture. Coiled with majesty against a stone wall, a fierce dragon emerges, not from myth, but from fragments of the past. This striking garden sculpture is crafted entirely from shattered porcelain, artfully reassembled into a mosaic of blue and white brilliance. Once broken plates, bowls, and teacups now breathe life into the form of a mythical creature, turning waste into wonder. Each scale along the dragon's sinuous body is a piece of history, delicate china with intricate floral patterns, geometric motifs, and calligraphic symbols. Carefully placed to follow the flow of the body, these shards create a textured skin that sparkles in sunlight and captivates from every angle. The creature's claws, teeth, and eyes, sculpted with precision, enhance its presence, while the sharp spines along its back add a dramatic silhouette. Surrounded by blooming flowers and vibrant greenery, the dragon becomes the heart of the garden, a fusion of tradition, fantasy, and sustainability. It invites admiration, curiosity, and reflection on how brokenness can lead to bold new beauty. This DIY garden design goes far beyond decoration. It celebrates restoration and reinvention. What might have been discarded after a kitchen accident or antique find now forms the core of a powerful symbol. The dragon, often a figure of strength and transformation, is the perfect metaphor for turning garbage into gold. As art, it commands attention. As a statement, it whispers resilience. And as a sustainable masterpiece, it encourages creators everywhere to look again at the broken and forgotten and imagine the extraordinary. In every shard, a story. In every curve, a second chance. Ladybug Tin Can Planter. Perched cheerfully on a sunlit garden table, a charming ladybug planter bursts with color and creativity. What began as an ordinary tin can has been lovingly transformed into a delightful garden accent. Proof that even the simplest items can be given new life through a touch of imagination. Painted in bright red with bold black dots, and adorned with a smiling face and curled wire antennae, the planter captures the playful spirit of nature. This DIY project is a shining example of turning waste into wonder. An empty food can, usually tossed into the recycling bin, has been repurposed into a whimsical container that brings joy to any space. With just some paint, a bit of crafting wire, and a recycled ball for the head, it evolves from trash to treasure, blending fun, function, and sustainability. Brimming with vibrant cosmos flowers in shades of pink, purple, and white, the ladybug planter adds life to patios, balconies, or garden corners. It's perfect for engaging children in eco-conscious crafts, or for adults looking to personalize their green spaces without spending a fortune. More than just a pot, it's a character, bringing smiles and pollinators alike. Garbage into gold shines in the simplicity of this idea. It reminds us that with a little paint and purpose, what we consider disposable can become delightful. This ladybug not only supports plant life, but also inspires sustainable choices and sparks creative thinking. From empty can to blooming beauty, it's a joyful celebration of reuse, proof that charm and color are always within reach, even in what we throw away. Peacock Shutter Garden Divider. Standing proudly in the heart of a cozy garden corner, a vibrant peacock spreads its painted feathers across a set of old wooden shutters. What once were discarded window panels have been transformed into a stunning garden divider, bringing both artistry and function into an outdoor sanctuary. Painted in radiant blues, greens, and golds, the feathers fan out with elegant symmetry, giving life and majesty to the forgotten wood. Each shutter panel retains its rustic charm, with slatted textures adding depth and movement to the mural. Hinged together, they form a freestanding screen that offers privacy, partition space, and adds dramatic flair to the garden layout. The peacock, symbol of beauty and renewal, becomes the perfect subject for this recycled masterpiece. its body painted in luminous gradients, its gaze calm and poised. Surrounded by vintage planters, floral accents, and mismatched garden furniture, the divider fits seamlessly into the eclectic charm of a reclaimed garden space. It becomes both a backdrop and a focal point, an ever-present reminder of creativity born from sustainability. This DIY project exemplifies the garbage into gold philosophy. With nothing more than old shutters, paint, and imagination, something utilitarian and discarded becomes a vibrant celebration of life. It's accessible, customizable, and profoundly inspiring. Whether used to create shade, divide spaces, or simply add bold character, this peacock screen invites admiration and encourages conversation. It shows that art doesn't have to come from galleries. It can be built in backyards, crafted by hand, and rooted in purpose. A celebration of second chances, color, and the courage to see beauty in the overlooked. "14. Giraffe sculpture from scrap metal." Rising gracefully among tall ornamental grasses, a giraffe stands, not of flesh and bone, but of rusted gears, bolts, and salvaged machine parts. This stunning sculpture blends the wild elegance of nature with the raw industrial beauty of forgotten metal. Every inch of its form, from the arch of the neck to the texture of the hide, is meticulously crafted from discarded mechanical components, transforming scrap into striking artistry. The giraffe's hide is a patchwork of sprockets, washers, and gears, each uniquely aged and worn. Welded together with purpose, these pieces replicate the animal's distinctive patterns, while the neck's contour and facial expression convey life and quiet dignity. Despite its mechanical composition, the sculpture feels organic, an iron beast that seems perfectly at home in its natural setting. This piece exemplifies the very spirit of garbage into gold. Old tools, rusted hardware, and broken machines, once destined for the junkyard, are reborn as a majestic garden sentinel. It's a reminder that waste holds potential, that even the most utilitarian objects can become vessels of imagination. Beyond its aesthetic charm, the giraffe sculpture also serves as a conversation piece, an emblem of sustainability and creativity. Its presence in the garden adds depth and surprise, bridging art and nature in a way that is both bold and meaningful. Perfect for large garden spaces, sculpture trails, or eco-conscious landscapes, this creation invites viewers to look closer, to marvel at detail, and to reconsider what's possible with the materials around them. It is a testament to vision, craftsmanship, and the poetic transformation of discarded metal into something enduring and magnificent. "15. Lion head from scrap metal." Mounted proudly on a rustic brick wall, a regal lion's head roars not with sound, but with presence and craftsmanship. This striking sculpture is formed entirely from repurposed scrap metal, old wheel rims, gears, and industrial parts, meticulously shaped and assembled to create the face of the king of beasts. It stands as a bold statement of strength, artistry, and transformation. The lion's mane is composed of curved metal pieces, arranged in layered waves to mimic the majestic flow of real fur. Its face is formed from intricately cut and patterned steel, with every curve and ridge adding to the realism and emotion in its expression. The eyes, crafted from hollow fittings and bolts, seem to watch with quiet authority, commanding attention from anyone who passes by. More than a decorative piece, this sculpture tells a story of rebirth. The materials used were once cast aside, worn, rusted, and forgotten. But in the hands of a visionary creator, they have been turned into something noble and enduring. It's a perfect embodiment of the garbage into gold ethos, where discarded objects become symbols of creativity and resilience. This lion is ideal for outdoor garden walls, patios, or even indoor industrial-inspired decor. It turns empty space into a gallery and transforms metal waste into a monument of strength. With each rivet and weld, it reminds us that beauty and power can be found in the most unlikely materials. The lion head sculpture not only roars with recycled elegance, it inspires. It challenges us to look at waste differently, to find pride in reinvention, and to build legacies out of what others might overlook. A true guardian of green creativity. As we come to the end of this journey through creativity and sustainability, we hope you've been inspired to see your everyday waste in a completely new light. Garbage into gold, DIY garden designs, isn't just about decorating a garden. It's about changing the way we think about the things we throw away. Every broken item, rusted tool, or unused container holds the potential to become something beautiful, functional, and deeply personal. You don't need to be a professional artist or a master gardener to get started. All it takes is a bit of imagination, a willingness to experiment, and a respect for the environment. Whether you're turning bottle caps into garden sculptures, teacups into bird feeders, or old wood into living walls, your garden can become a reflection of your creativity and your care for the planet. We'd love to know, what project from today's video spoke to you the most? Do you have your own upcycled creation to share? Or maybe a new idea you're excited to try? Let us know in the comments below. Your feedback, ideas, and experiences help grow this creative community, one DIY at a time. If you found inspiration here, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new project. We're always sharing new ways to turn the old into something gold.